What the hell is that? Some type of droid or bot delivering something to somebody, or what? The future is coming. My idea of the future with robots and androids and all this crazy stuff. It's closer than we think. All right, some of you guys are debating whether Russia is truly responsible for incursions into NATO territory. Romania, Poland, Estonia. Ultimately, I don't think it matters, because I think NATO is determined to go to war. I think the Europeans are determined to go to war with Russia. I think they are convinced that they can drag the United States into the conflict because, let's be frank, it's happened before. World War I, World War II, and the best predictor of future behavior is usually past behavior. So if I start a fight and I know that you're going to back me up and you've done it in the past, I'm going to be inclined to believe that you're going to do it again. So I think that's what's happening right now. The United States is going to get dragged into a war with Russia, or at least that's what the Europeans think. I don't know if that's really going to happen. I think Trump is going to be pressured. He doesn't want to look weak, so to speak, and he's going to end up dragging us into war. And I think it's going to be some type of major event, some stage event, makes it look like Russia attacked a NATO country. It's going to be tremendous pressure for Trump to do something. They're going to put troops into Ukraine, or maybe that's going to be part of the big event, drag us to war. Troops being, maybe some NATO troops being attacked in Ukraine. That might be the big event. In any event, that's the direction we're going towards. We're going towards war. And there's a lot of talk about that meeting that Pete Hegseth has set up with those generals. People are talking about World War III, but you know, there's also another possibility, that Three-Eye Atlas situation, which people are speculating. It could be anything from, okay, this is a massive comet headed towards Earth for an extinction level event, to maybe they do realize it's a alien extraterrestrial craft, or maybe it's just part of one big psychological operation, Project Bluebeam. At this point, even if aliens did show up, like, how many people would actually trust what the government is putting out there? How many people would trust that the government's being honest with them? I mean, even they're like, okay, even if they saw it in the sky, I mean, because you can't really trust what you're being told. A lot of times you can't even trust what you're seeing. Hurry up and get across here. So yeah, I think World War III is already baked in. All right, what else is going on? Charlie Kirk's wife, she's taking over Turning Point USA. That's really interesting. Some people are criticizing her behavior, saying that she's acting like nothing ever happened. And you know, when it comes to grief, I can't criticize how people grieve, because a lot of times when you have a lot of responsibility and you're dealing with the death of somebody close to you, you still have to do so. You still have to uphold those responsibilities. Maybe she had a conversation with her husband, and her husband said, hey, if something ever happens to me, I want you to take over. I want you to personally make sure that what I worked for goes forward. A lot of people criticize how she laughed and smiled on a Charlie Kirk show. Here's the deal: you can laugh and smile in public. That doesn't mean that you're happy. You know, you gotta be careful with how you criticize people's grief. And a lot of people are looking into her past with Romania and some other stuff. But again, you don't really know what's really going on in somebody's life away from the television set. I'm actually in Henry County right now. I'm really enjoying these small Georgia towns. Like the cafes and the shops that are around. Pretty nice. Let me get out of the way. I think there's an old courthouse, a new one over there. Yeah, I was reading about the genocide in Africa right now. Apparently, there's some Christians who are murdered, and it seems to be happening on a fairly big scale. So yeah, these Islamist extremists murdering Christians, and it's not really a big story in the media. But I mean, what type of world do we live in where genocide doesn't really make the front page? You know?